Welcome to 360 Degrees Thriving Kids Hub. Here you will find contents that nurture kids to be grounded in their identity, emotionally strong, and full of integrity, ready to impact their world. When a child knows who they are ready to impact the world. Join us on the journey.
Today is a new chance to grow.
My brain is a muscle.
My brain is a muscle.
And I am ready to learn.
And I'm ready to learn.
I will lead with my heart.
I will lead with my heart.
And learn with my mind.
And learn with my mind.
I am evolving.
I am evolving
to be my best self.
To be my best self.
Thank you. So now you can mute. So today it's another chance to grow. Remember, we don't waste our day. So today is a new chance to grow. Our brain is a muscle. We are ready to stretch it. We are ready to learn. We lead with our heart. We learn with our mind. And we evolve to be our best self. So the objective of this class is for us to understand what self-awareness is and why it's important, to learn the key parts that make up self-awareness, know how our emotions and our values help us to understand ourselves and relate well with others, and to start thinking about how our actions affect others as well as ourselves. So as always, we would have an icebreaker session. So I will read out the statement and then you respond with the below as it applies to you. So I'm going to open up my chart now. So you give me a thumbs up for yes, a thumbs down for no, and a thumbs sideways for sometimes. So how are you feeling today? I feel ready to learn today. So give me thumbs up, thumbs down, however you're feeling. Let me see it in the chat. I know how I'm feeling right now. It's okay if, thank you for those using the reaction button. Yes, you can use that as well. Great. We are ready to learn. You know how you're feeling right now. Do you know? Great. You know how. That's good. I can calm myself when I'm upset. Do you know how to calm yourself when you're upset? Good job. And I can ask for help when I need it. You know how to ask for help, or you're shy asking for help. You feel, oh, they'll think I don't know how to do it. You know, good. Yeah, I see someone putting their hand sideways and I see some giving me thumbs up. That's great. So it's just to see, just to, help us know if we know how to do some of these actions, right? So as always, we have our quote. And our quote is, for today, is understanding yourself is the first step to becoming your best self. Understanding yourself is the first step to becoming your best self. And what does this mean? It means that before you can become the best version of yourself, you need to know yourself, right? It's like trying to fix a puzzle. When you're trying to fix a puzzle, right? Do you just pour the puzzles like maybe on a mat and then you just pick and start putting it together? First, you need to sit calmly, right? You look carefully at the pieces, then you begin to put them together. Which one do I put first? Which do I put next, right? So that's what self-awareness is all about. It's about what you know in yourself. Understanding what you're good at. For example, I'm good at helping others, right? You're good at helping others. You're good at learning new games quickly. You're very smart at that. And you are great at building things. When you're able to observe these things, you are being self-aware. You know what you're good at. Self-awareness also includes, you know what you need to work on. So when you understand yourself, that means you know what you need to work on. And that could be, for example, I get distracted easily. And when you get distracted easily, you know that when you want to do your homework, you want to complete your homework, then what you need to do, you need to go to a quiet place. Because you know, if someone turns on the TV or the radio or someone walks by, you'll be distracted and you lose focus. So it's about what? When you understand yourself, understanding yourself also does what? Knowing what you need to work on. It also means what? You know what makes you happy or what motivates you. You know that, okay, when you work harder, that for you to work harder, you need encouragement, maybe from mommy, your teacher, or you need to stay focused when you have a goal, right? For me, for example, I don't like when noise, like wherever there is noise, I can't be focused. So that way I'm self-aware. I know that if I want to do any deep work, right, I can't stay where there is noise. So self-awareness, right, understanding yourself includes you knowing that what makes you happy, what motivates you, what encourages you. You could say, oh, when you're learning, anytime you're learning something new, you feel excited, right? Learning something new. That is you knowing yourself. It also involves what? You knowing what makes you upset. It means knowing what makes you upset. It could be that whenever someone interrupts you, you're speaking and someone just jumps in. That makes you upset. Then you can do what? You can avoid that by maybe telling your friends that, okay, we want to discuss. This is something that makes me upset. Don't interrupt me when I'm speaking. I want to be done before you speak. Right? So it means what? Knowing what makes you upset and how you act in different situations. For example, it could be that when you're unsure about a topic, you just stay quiet. You don't contribute. Or maybe you are someone who likes to lead a project. Or you're someone who needs some minutes before you can respond. And that is me. I need some time to pause, think, before I can give you an answer, before I can respond, especially if it's something that you're looking for me to contribute meaningfully to, then I need to do what? I need some minutes. I might not be able to give you a response on the spot. So you need to be able to know how you act in different situations. Okay, so understanding yourself is the first step to becoming your best self. It could also mean you know what you like and what you don't like. Oh, maths is fun for me, but science is harder, you know? Or I don't like drawing, but I love soccer, right? So this is you knowing that knowing what you like and what you don't like, and also knowing what helps you calm down. It could be, oh, when someone gets you hungry, you choose to listen to music. That could be something that will help you to walk away from that situation and not react, in a manner that would make your friendship, come to an end. Or someone say, oh, you're rude. It could mean, that for me to calm down, for me not to react abruptly, then I need to take a pause. I need to take a deep breath to help me relax. Or I'm talking to an adult about a particular situation when I'm confused helps me, right? So understanding yourself is the first step to becoming your best self. So when you understand all those things, what you like, what makes you upset, what helps you calm down, what you're enjoying doing, when you understand all those things, it becomes easier to make good choices, right? If you're someone that you're not lousy, it will help you to know the kind of friends to choose, the kind of friends you relate with, the kind of friends you work with. It helps you to decide the kind of situation you get yourself into. If you have a friend who is a troublemaker and you're someone who doesn't like trouble, you don't like getting into trouble, because you know your personality, you know who you are, such friends, you stay away from them. Because for them, every day they get into trouble. But for you, you are not like that. So this helps you to make good choices, helps you to learn new skill and to grow into the person you want to be. Okay? So this quote highlights that self-awareness is about knowing your strength, your challenges, right? That's what you're trying to learn or what you're not really good at. And then using that knowledge to grow and improve yourself. It's not just about you noticing what you're good at and then you just walk away. No, it's about you knowing it and then looking for how you can continue in that path, how you can grow it, right? How you can strengthen it to become a better version of you. So, self-awareness. Self-awareness is about knowing yourself. It's about knowing yourself, knowing who you are. Like we said, knowing who you are, knowing your personality, what you are like inside. For example, I like to make people laugh. That could be your personality. That might be who you are, right? And because you know this is who you are, you can't stand where someone is doing or talking you down. But the best way you can channel this is to see how can I use this to do what? To make a difference. Right? It could be like, I care about others. I'm someone who loves helping others. I enjoy calm and quiet space. So it's about knowing your personality, knowing who you are. And this helps you to see what makes you special. It also means understanding what goes on inside of you. What are you thinking? How are you feeling? And why you act a certain way? You get angry. Why am I angry? Why am I angry? What's happening? What triggered this? So when you understand this, it becomes easier, right, to behave better, to respond better. And it also means understanding what makes you different. Everyone is unique. And self-awareness helps you to understand your uniqueness, helps you to recognize what makes you stand out. For example, how do I learn? Do I learn with pictures? Seeing pictures. Let it be in form of graphics. That's how I learn better. Some people learn maybe by listening. They want it converted to an audio. It helps you understand what makes you stand out. And also, I come up with creative ideas, right? That could be something that makes you special. When they say, oh, we want to do something, we are looking to plan a project whereby we're going to bring everyone together, help them to solve a problem, a solution. It could be that you're someone, the moment you hear we're working on a project, those ideas start flowing. So self-awareness involves you recognizing that this is who you are. I'm someone who comes up with creative ideas. So if they're looking for people who can work on a project to bring up ideas, right, that will impact the world or would make a difference in their school, because you come up with creative ideas, you would volunteer and say, okay, I want to be on this project. Or you have an artistic skill. You've discovered that, right? You would want to do what? You would want to put up your hands to say, yes, if it's a drawing competition, I'm good to go. This is me, right? This is you. You could say, oh, you love building Lego, knowing what you enjoy and what you don't enjoy. You love building Lego. You like helping your friends, right? And something you don't enjoy. You don't enjoy running long distance. So if they're looking for someone to run marathon, then that's not for you, right? But when it's something that you're very good at, then you're the number one to put your hands up. And someone could say, oh, I don't like being rushed. Just give me my time, right? I don't want to do things in a hurry because I want to make it perfect. I want to be excellent at this. So knowing all of these things help you to do what? To make the right choice and help you to know what exactly is best for you. You don't jump into everything. But because you know yourself, you know what is best for you. You know that soccer is your thing. So if they say basketball, you don't go there because you know soccer is my thing. If you need someone to volunteer on soccer, then it's me. Come to me. So it helps you to do what? To know the right choice, the right thing to do, to invest your time. Remember, we don't waste our time. Every day counts. Okay? So self-awareness is also what? It also means seeing yourself clearly without judgment. Being honest with yourself about what you do and how you feel without being too hard on yourself. Right? You look at yourself the way you look in a mirror. Not saying, oh, I'm bad, I'm perfect, but just noticing what is true. Oh, I didn't pay attention today in class. I can try again tomorrow and be better. Right? I was upset earlier, but that's okay. I can make amends the next time I have the opportunity. Right? So it means looking at yourself with kindness, not shame, not simply saying, oh, this is who I am. This is who I am. You can't change me. No, but saying, okay, yes, I know I get angry, but then I know I can grow out of this. I can be calm. I can speak kindly. I don't have to be rude. Okay. So we're going to look at, so self-awareness comprises knowing your strength, understanding your emotions and why you feel them, knowing your values and your goals. So we're going to look at this individually, our strengths, our weaknesses, how we can grow them, right? How we can recognize our emotions and how we can, act well and how to identify our values. So now we're going to move on to our case study. As always, we have a case study. So her case study is about the group project glitch. So Tenny is working on a science poster with two classmates. She is a great artist. She knows that about herself, right? And she wants the poster to look perfect. One of her teammates accidentally spills glue on Tenny's drawing. So without self-awareness, Tenny immediately feels her face get hot. She yells, "You ruined everything. You're so clumsy." She storms away and refuses to help for the rest of the day. The project is late. That means they didn't submit early. And then her friends are upset with her. "Tenny, why did you do that?" But then that is without self-awareness. That was how Tenny reacted. But with self-awareness, you know what Tenny did? Tenny feels her heart beating fast. She understood how she feels whenever she's angry. And then her fist clenching. She thinks, I'm feeling really angry right now because I worked so hard on that, So instead of yelling, remember, without self-awareness, Tenny yelled. But with self-awareness, Tenny says, I know I'm super frustrated right now, but you know what? I just need to get a cup of water to help me calm down. And then I'll fix the project later, right? So though Tenny still felt angry, but she controlled the action. So we're going to look at Tenny, this case study. So Tenny's reaction, right, despite her heart feeling racing, her fist clenching, she becomes aware of her emotions, that she's feeling frustrated right now. She's angry. She acknowledged that she's angry, So we need to acknowledge the state in which we're in, our emotions. She acknowledged that she was angry. And why? Because she had done so much. She has put in the work in her project. And then someone just poured a glue. Yeah, she was angry. She acknowledged it because her work was compromised. But instead of yelling, she communicates her frustration calmly. She said, I'm super frustrated right now because of this project, right, that glue spilled on. But then I'm going to do what? I'm going to calm down. Let me just take a pause. Let me get some water, a glass of water, and by the time I'm back, I'll be good to proceed with the project. And what did I help her do? It maintained a relationship with her friends, and she did not act abruptly, right? So the key takeaway here is that self-awareness doesn't eliminate your emotion. Yes, you can get angry, you can be frustrated, but the way you react, right, is important. It helps you to control your action. So Tenny's ability to pause, take a deep breath, take a water, what helps her to choose a calmer response. And that makes a difference in the project. They were able to submit early. So why is self-awareness important? It helps improve our decision making, helps us manage our emotions and strength, helps us to build better relationships with others, and also increases our confidence and self-esteem. So remember, we talked about knowing your strength. That when you're self-aware, it means knowing your strength, right? And I like to call our strengths superpowers. So self-awareness involves knowing your superpowers. Knowing your superpowers. And what are superpowers? These are things that you're naturally good at or things you enjoy doing. So now I want you to take a moment to think about your strength. What is that thing you're naturally good at? I want you to write it in your journal. What is that thing that you're naturally good at? So it could include, you have maybe your strength could be your academic skills. For example, you're good at math, you're good at science, you're good at spelling. Just like Fola told us last week, right? That she won the spelling bee competition in her school. So that could be you, right? That could be your strength. When they say come spell, oh my goodness, 20 over 20, 100 over 100, that is you. So take a moment and write in your journal, what is your strength? It could be you're creative and you shine, maybe in music, in art, in writing, in drawing. That could be your strength. Perhaps your strength could be social, maybe leadership. When they're looking for a leader, you're the one they always select. It could be you're a good team player, you're good at communicating. That could be your strength. And it could be physical strength, like maybe sport, dance, gymnastics, So write down one thing you're good at in your journal. So these strengths are things that light you up, the activities that make you feel alive and capable. What are those things? So each of us, you, me, we have unique strengths. So all we need to do is to embrace them. They are the things that make us extraordinary. Have you written it down? Give me thumbs up if you've written down your strength. Good. Thank you. So how do you identify your strength? For those of us who don't know our strength, or we just guess it, you would ask yourself, right? Ask yourself how to discover your strength. You can discover your strength by asking, what do I really enjoy during my free time? Right? What do I really enjoy during my free time? For example, it could be playing soccer, drawing, building Lego, reading, helping people. So this can be a great indicator of your talent or your passion. Also think about it. What subject do I excel in at school? You ask yourself these questions. You can ask yourself, what activities make me confident? What activities make me confident? Right? It could be you're very good at speaking in front of people. You're good at being a good team player, right? What activities? If they say it's time for us to play soccer, does that lighten you up? Does that lighten you up? If they say it's time for debate, does that lighten you up? So that could be one of your strengths. So you ask yourself, what activities make me feel confident? What subject do I excel at? And what do I enjoy doing in my free time? We also spoke about weakness. Weaknesses, they are areas for growth. right? So there are things that you struggle with and you need improvement. Everyone has weaknesses. No one is perfect, right? No one is perfect. We all have areas where we need to grow. So they could come up as maybe academic weakness. Maybe you're struggling with a subject, or maybe you in art, you're not good at art. Yes, not everyone is good at drawing. I'm not good at drawing, but when it comes to speaking, I could be good at speaking, but when it comes to drawing, I'm not good at it. So that does not mean I can't do what I know how to do best. And that does not mean I can't improve in drawing. I can learn to draw. Do you understand? So everyone has a weakness. We just need to know that weakness, right? Recognize that weakness and see how you can grow to make it a strength. So I want you to take a moment. We've written our strength. So now what is that one thing that you feel, oh, it's a challenge for me? I want to improve this thing. It could be academic. It could be your creativity. It could be social. You're not good at making friends, but I want to learn it because you can't walk alone. You need friends. If you're working on a project and it feels difficult, you should have one or two people you can call and say, okay, can we do this together? Can you brainstorm with me? Can we look at it together? What ideas do you have? So your weakness could be, oh, you're not good at making friends. You're not good at managing your emotions, right? So you need to be able to recognize. So journal down one thing that is a weakness for you that you're still learning to grow. So acknowledging our weakness is so empowering, right? It's so empowering. Then how can you identify it? Look at it. What subjects make you frustrated? What situations make you feel nervous or scared? And what habits do you want to improve? For example, someone could say, oh, math makes me confused. I get frustrated during spelling tests. That's that person's weakness, right? I struggle when I have to run fast in sport. So these are signs of areas you want to work on, right? These are signs of areas you want to work on. Some people could say, oh, speaking in front of the class is difficult for me. Or meeting new people like we shared. Trying something new. I don't like trying something new. I like my ways. When I do, what I've been doing is what I want to continue to do. No, we are empowered kids. We try new things. If we want to grow, we come out of our comfort zone. Okay? So when you know your weakness, it helps you to know areas where you need more practice. More practice. So I'm going to give you, how can you come out of your weakness? Because we need to be able to do what? We need to be able to come out of our weakness. We can't let that continue as a weakness, but we need to strengthen it. So one way is for you to create a plan. Create a plan. You already identified it, like I said. Make a note of that weakness, something you're not good at. Then create a plan of how you want to come out of it. For someone who notices she's nervous speaking in class, for example, she can start by saying, okay, I would read one sentence out loud in class. Then she says, okay, after reading, each week I will try to raise my hands in class to answer one question. That's where she's building her confidence. She's growing her confidence and growing out of her weakness. So when you create a plan, you also ask for help from a parent or your teacher. You ask for help. For example, this person who doesn't know how to speak, that she's usually scared speaking in class, she could ask for help from a teacher and say, oh, teacher, can you please give me tips on how to speak clearly? Or you talk to your parent, mom or dad, I feel nervous speaking in front of people. And then they could say, okay, what we're going to do is every day, your siblings, we will sit, and then you do what? You speak in front of us. That way, as you begin to practice in front of your parent, your sibling, gradually you see yourself coming out of it. And then you extend it to your friends and say, okay, I want to speak in front of you. Tell me my flaws. What area can I improve in? Did I do it well? Ask for feedback. And then celebrate your progress. When you see yourself coming out of that weakness, celebrate it no matter how little. Okay? You celebrate it. Thank you. I see your comments in the chat. Someone says, I enjoy reading comics during my free time and I excel in math. Great job. And someone says, oh, I'm bad at singing and my emotions. So yeah, you've recognized it, but how do you want to come out of it? So create a plan, like I said. Create a plan on how you want to come out of it. Because you already know, right? So create a plan. Ask for help. Ask for help. And then as you're coming out of those difficult emotions, celebrate yourself. Okay? Celebrate yourself. So now, another component of self-awareness is understanding your emotions. When you understand your emotions, it is key to reacting wisely and in any situation. So it means that you know what you're feeling, how you're feeling, and this helps you to make a smarter choice. So when we acknowledge our feelings, you know what we are doing? We are gaining the power to choose our responses. So when I acknowledge that, oh, I am angry, I am frustrated. Remember Tenny, right? She acknowledged that she's angry. Then she was able to do what? Make a choice because she was self-aware that whenever my fist starts clenching, whenever my body starts feeling hot, that means I'm angry. That means I'm frustrated, right? So she understood that. And then she was able to do what? She was able to take a reaction that helped her to do what? To achieve our goal, the goal she was working towards. So we have the power to choose our responses whenever we acknowledge our feelings. And we don't just react quickly, We are able to pause, think, and choose the right response. So for example, you notice you get angry. You can choose to take a deep breath instead of shouting, right? You know that, yeah, I feel nervous. You know when you feel nervous. What helps you? Is it by asking for help? So it's about understanding your emotions. How do you feel? When those emotions are about to rise, how do you feel? When you're happy, how do you feel? When you're sad, how do you feel? Right? So when you understand your emotion, it improves your decision making. And it also enhances your interaction with others. So now we're going to go to we have an activity, right? So it's we call it emotional spotlight. So red light, just like our traffic light, right? We have red, yellow, and we have green. So red means stop, right? And this means when you're feeling intense emotion like furious or devastated, it's crucial to pause. So that tells you stop. And then we have yellow light, which means your emotion is medium, such as maybe you're annoyed, you're worried. And when you are in that yellow zone, it tells you slow down for you to weigh your options before you speak. When you're in the red zone, you just speak. You just react. How it comes is the way you behave. But for yellow light, tells you slow down. Don't speak yet. Think about your action. Pause, right? And then the green light signals we are good to go. We have thought about it. Now we are ready to speak. We are ready to address the issue and communicate well, right? So now we're going to apply that, a red light, yellow light, green light to some scenarios. So say, for example, I want you to tell me how you would feel, what color you think you would be in, and what should be your self-aware choice. That means what should be your green light action. So say, for example, you lose a game. You lose a game. How would you feel? Okay, wise David? How would you feel?
I would feel annoyed.
Okay, you feel annoyed. So that means you will be in the red zone. Is that correct?
No, yellow.
You'll be in the yellow zone.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's self-aware choice? What would be your green light action?
To pause and ask them if they would like to play again.
Good. To pause. I love that. You're gonna pause and ask them if if they want to play again. For example, you're playing tic-tac-toe and someone wins. Okay, let's try it again. And then we now decide who actually is the winner. Okay. So our second question is your friend says something mean. Flourish Fola, over to you.
Someone says something mean, I'll just do something kind to them, and then they would be kind to you.
Okay, so first off, which zone would you be?
In green.
You'll be in green. So like from the onset, when they say something mean, you'll be in green.
So I'll say something kind back to them.
You say something kind back to them. That's beautiful. Yes. You don't respond with being mean, right? You can't be mean to those who are mean to you, right? You just have to be kind. And that helps them to take a pause and say, look at someone I'm mean to. But yet, it's not even feeling angry, right? And that changes their action to you. Okay. And then the last one, you got an A on a test. Intelligent Ife. How would you react? What zone would you be in?
Okay. I would be in green light. I would feel proud of myself and feel happy.
That's good. Yes, of course. Everyone wants to get an A on a test, right? And so, yes, we would be in the green zone. We would be happy. We would be happy. That's great. I can see our responses in the chart. Yellow zone, if I got a test. Oh, someone says if I got a test, if I got an A in a test, you'll be in the yellow zone. So you're going to slow down. So does that mean I want organized Kumi to tell me about this? So why would you be in the yellow zone?
I'll be in the yellow zone because, well, the test was easy probably.
I can hear you clearly. Okay.
I would be in the yellow zone because the test was easy. It's not really that hard.
Oh, because it was not that hard. What if it was hard and then you still got an A?
Okay, if it was hard, I would be happy and maybe I'll research more and learn about it more.
That's good. Thank you. So yes, so the reason why I asked is because, of course, yes, she could say, okay, I'm going to slow down here because I know there is more, right? There is still something, right, for me to learn even at this, right? Even though I got an A, I can still learn from all that I did to achieve this A and then apply it somewhere else. It could be a different subject, right? She could decide to slow down, to think about it, and then apply that knowledge somewhere else. Of course, you would be happy. We would be in the go zone, right, which is green light, and then we can also be in the yellow zone. Thank you, everyone. That was beautiful. So remember, whatever the scenario you are in, remember the red light action, right? Don't go red light. Don't take, I'm sorry, take the red light action. Stop. Whatever the scenario, stop. Don't act. Don't speak while you are still angry, but rather do what? Take a pause. Be in the red light first. Stop, right? Stop to understand the situation. Then take a slow pause, right? Slow down. Think about your actions. And then you do what? You go. When you see, I'm ready to speak, I'm ready to take the next step, then you go for it. So now we're going to move on to knowing our gifts and our talent is still part of self-awareness. knowing our gift and our talent. And what does that mean? Knowing those things, those unique skills and abilities that you have, right? What are those things that make you unique? What are those things that make you special? Every single person, we have at least one gift. At least one gift. We could have more, but everyone have at least one gift. There is nothing we are not good at. We are all good at something. We are all good at something, right? And as you practice, that gift, that talent gets stronger. So say, for example, someone has a musical talent, like singing, playing an instrument. We have some people that they did not learn how to play a guitar. They just got a guitar and they began to play. That's their gift, that's their talent. So I want you to take a moment and write it down. Have you discovered your gift? Have you discovered your talent? What is that thing that makes you special? And you know that when you do it, it can bring joy to others. I want you to make a note of it. It could be your athletic skill, right? You're good at running fast, jumping, right? And that has even led you to getting awards, receiving awards, receiving medals, right? All you just need to do is to what? Continue practicing to improve it. So everyone has a gift waiting to be discovered and waiting to be honed. It's a journey. Journey to discovering your talent, your gift is a journey, right? And you are different from someone else. Yours may be different from someone else's, right? You just need to do what? Discover. So how can we discover this? How can we discover our talents? How can we discover our gift? So one way is to ask yourself, what activities makes me feel alive? What are those activities that make me most alive? What are those activities that you love doing so much that you feel excited and you're happy when you do it? It could be playing soccer, singing, dancing, drawing, solving puzzles, helping people. What do others compliment me on? That's another question to ask yourself. What is it that whenever you do it, you receive thumbs up for it? Mommy and daddy says, that is a good job. That is great. What is that thing that you're being complimented on? Every time you do it, they would always say, that is excellent. That is perfect. Also, what do you dream of achieving? What is it you dream of achieving? That could be a pointer. What are those big things you imagine yourself doing in the future? It could be becoming a doctor, someone that loves helping. Could say, oh, how can I channel this help? Maybe I want to be a doctor to help others, or I want to be a firefighter to save lives. Just think about it. What do you dream of achieving? Becoming a famous athlete, leading people. What are those things? So when you ask these questions, they help you discover your gifts and your talent. So write it down. What is one thing that you enjoy doing? What is one thing that is your talent? So how do we develop our strength, our gift, and our talent? We've discovered it, right? We know our strength, we know our gift, we know our talent. How can we hone it? How can we grow it? How can we become perfect at it, right? How can we make a difference with it? Practice, practice, practice. Okay? So the first thing is for you to practice. Practice your talent. Like drawing, keep drawing every day. You could say 5 minutes a day, I will draw. 5 minutes a day, maybe you're good at spelling. 5 minutes a day, I will challenge myself with new words. That's how it becomes stronger. I've taught you how to improve your weakness as well. Create a plan. Seek for help. And also embrace your uniqueness. Don't copy others. Don't look at others. Be proud of what makes you different, right? Everyone has something special about them. Maybe you tell funny stories. Like it the way you are. Embrace it. Don't feel, oh, it looks like, oh, I talk too much. Or, anytime I talk. So, don't look at yourself that way. Embrace it. And then look at how can I use this to make a difference? Right? How can I use this to make a difference? Maybe you think creatively. Yeah, that's your uniqueness. You learn fast. You're very good at learning. That's your uniqueness. Embrace it, right? Embrace it. These unique things, they make you you. When you use your special abilities, right, you can reach your goal and you can shine in your own way. You can shine in your own way. You don't have to be like everyone else. Your uniqueness is your superpower. Your uniqueness, remember, your uniqueness is your superpower. That is what helps you to make a difference. So embrace who you are with confidence and with what? With dedication. And lastly, one of the components is knowing your values and your beliefs. We're still going to touch on this in subsequent class. We're going to expatiate on it. But for now, just know that what? Knowing your values and your beliefs, they help you, right? When you understand it, it helps you to achieve your goals. It helps you. It determines the kind of relationship you get into. It determines how you behave in class. It determines what you get yourself involved in and the decisions you make, if they are good or if they are right. Okay? So for example, if you believe everyone should be treated fairly, then you won't act mean to someone, right? This is part of beliefs. If you believe practicing will help you get better, even when something feels difficult, you will keep at it, right? So your beliefs shape how you see your world. So when you understand your values and your belief, it empowers you to make the right decision. It also helps you to know the career you choose, right? Do I want to be a doctor? Do I want to be an artist? Do I want to be an engineer? When you know your values, you know your beliefs, right? You know your strength, you know your weaknesses. It helps you to know the career, the course to study in school. So how do we practice self-awareness on a daily basis? How? So it's in 3 parts: self-reflection, journaling, and asking for feedback. So I want you to put that down. To practice self-awareness, self-reflection, it involves self-reflection, it involves journaling, and it involves asking for feedback. So when I say self-reflection, it means you start by naming your feelings. Ask yourself, how do I feel right now? Acknowledging that, oh, I feel nervous. It's so powerful for you to acknowledge how you feel. So you reflect. Remember to pause, consider your choices before acting, right? This pause helps you to weigh your action and your responses, whether your response will be helpful or it's going to hurt someone else. And then reflect on why, still under self-reflection. Why did I act that way? Why? What can I learn from that? What can I learn from my mistake? Rather than dwelling on that mistake. The mistake has already happened, but what can you learn from it? So that's what self-reflection does for you. You'll be able to learn from your mistakes. Learn why you act the way you act. Why did I respond that way? And then journaling, which is part of what we've done today. You write down your strength, write down your weaknesses, and that gives you a clear picture of where you stand, right? So when you do this daily, right, when you journal daily, it helps you to do or recognize what went well in your day, right, and where you can improve. For example, it could involve, oh, I noticed I got angry when my brother took my toy, right? When you now reflect on it, what happened before he took the toy? Were we playing, or was I even the one that told him to take it? So don't hesitate. And lastly, feedback. Don't hesitate to ask for feedback from others. Mommy, daddy, your friends, your siblings. Yes, They can provide helpful feedback. What do you think about this? I'm planning to do this. You know, I'm planning to go for a competition. What do you think? You know, and they will give you guidance. They would advise you. So don't hesitate to seek feedback. Oh, mommy, I got angry at, let's say, for example, I got angry at Ife, right? Mommy, what do you think happened? How do you think I can do better? So this is you seeking feedback. Why? Because you want to improve yourself. You want to improve yourself. Or maybe you did a presentation in class, right? You can ask your friend and say, okay, you know, I just completed that presentation. What do you think? Did I speak well? You know, how did I present? Did I use the right words? You know, just seeking feedback. This helps you to grow and helps you to improve. Okay? So what is one thing you learned about yourself today? I want you to put it in the chat. What is one thing you learned about yourself? We spoke about strength. We spoke about weakness. We spoke about talent. We spoke about your values, about your gift. So what is one thing? Good. Says, I learned how my body works. Good. I learned how my body works. What is one thing you learned about yourself? I want you to put it in the chat. What is one thing you learned about yourself? We still have our assessment coming. What is one thing you learned about yourself? I want you to put it in the chat. And so in conclusion, self-awareness is not about being perfect. It's about learning, growing, and becoming better every day. It helps you see what you're good at, what is tricky, and it's not about being bad at something. It's about knowing where you need more practice. So when you're self-aware, you're trying to know where you need more practice, where you can grow, where you can improve. And remember the power of pause. That creates a gap between a feeling and an action. It gives you the power to choose how to respond, right? Instead of just exploding and crying, it helps you to see how to respond. And know that journaling will help you in understanding yourself. And understanding yourself is the first step to growth and success. So remember, you are amazing just as you are. Embrace your uniqueness. Everyone is unique. So embrace your uniqueness, work on your weakness, and share your gifts with the world. Okay? I love that. I see your responses. I learned my weakness. I learned what I'm good at. Yes, I learned that I need to know who I am, and that's what self-awareness. I learned how to control myself. Great job. And I learned about, yes, what my weaknesses are. I learned about being kind. That's beautiful. Yes, growing your weakness. That's great. So now we're going to conclude with our affirmation. Okay? So remember, you are unique just the way you are. Embrace who you are. Embrace your uniqueness. Work on your weaknesses such that they become your strength. Okay? Your gifts and your talents, practice it so that you can use it to make a difference. You can leverage it to make a difference. Good. I love this. It says, I learned that there is nothing in the world that I am not good at. We are good at something. That's beautiful. We are good at something. Okay. So the assessment is coming your way. You would document all this as well. Okay. So I want you to explore it further when your assessments, and even after the class, journal. Remember, we said journaling, asking for feedback. So journal. Okay. Learn more things about yourself. So as we wrap up, I want us to take our affirmation. So you're going to take it with me. I don't have to be the best at everything to be my best self.
I don't have to be
the
best at everything to be at my best self.
The best at everything to be my best self. I can do it.
I can't do it
I
yet,
can't yet.
but I am getting closer every day.
every day.
I can't do it yet, but I'm getting closer every day.
When things get tough,
When things get tough,
I look for the lesson,
I look for
not the excuse.
not the excuse.
I have the power
Have the power
to make someone else's day easier.
to make someone else's day easier.
So remember, now you can mute. Remember, you don't have to be the best at everything to be your best self. Okay? You can still be your best self, even if you don't know how to do it. All it takes is for you to determine that what you can do it. Practice it, and you will be the best. You can't do it yet, but you're getting closer every day. When things get tough, you look for the lessons. Don't give excuses, but rather look for the lessons. And you have the power to make someone else's day easier. Thank you so much, Empowered Kids. I would see you next week, and I would share your assessment as well.
Thank you.
Go on. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.